Today's episode is about a massive jewelry heist. This is something that's going to shock you because this was over $1 billion stolen in jewelry, money, and currency. Stay tuned as we go through the heist of the century.
That's more jewelry than you have in your closet.
I'm wearing that ring I bought from Gucci. It's fitting for the case we are covering today.
That's nice.
And check out this amazing diamond necklace. Another hint.
And that's a great segue into the case we will be covering today, which is about the largest jewelry heists. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. And before we get started, we'll introduce ourselves.
Yes, it's your girl, Shivak.
And I'm Ed, and this is Studio 70.
And this is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research.
Be kind to everyone everywhere. And if you just saw, that's our Crime Force team. They are AI generated, but they're also our AI investigation team.
Yes.
Meaning there's different AI tools that we use to tell the story or answer questions. So that's a little flavor we have special only on Studio 70. So without further ado, let's talk about the topic today.
Yeah, this one is a good one. I love it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the massive jewelry heist. Oof. That guy, that's a lot of jewelry there. That guy, means business here. So I think the first thing we're going to do, Shirak, is we're going to have Crime Force provide some background.
Yes.
And I do believe a couple questions on this topic has surfaced, so we'll get into that as well.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. I'm curious to see $1 billion you were saying in the intro.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Today's money.
That's a lot, man.
I love strategic planning, and this is one of those cases.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what Crime Force has to say, and then we'll see what happens here.
The Antwerp diamond heist, often referred to as the heist of the century, occurred over the weekend of February 15, 2003, in Antwerp, Belgium. This robbery is recognized as one of the largest in history, with thieves stealing loose diamonds, gold, silver, and other jewelry valued at more than $100 million. Today it's worth $1 billion. The heist was meticulously planned and executed by a group led by Leonardo Notarbartolo.
Say that 10 times
Leonardo
fast.
Notarbartolo and his team spent over 2 years preparing for this elaborate theft. Notarbartolo posed as a diamond importer and rented a small office in the Antwerp Diamond Center to gain insider access and plan the heist. This was part of his elaborate scheme to orchestrate the robbery.
Nice.
He scheduled meetings with numerous dealers, brought small stones, paid cash, and dressed well to establish credibility in the diamond trading community. By posing as a legitimate diamond merchant, he was able to gather crucial information and access needed for what would become known as the heist of the century. Leonardo Notarbartolo needed a team. He contacted people he can trust. The first person he called was Elio Denorio. Elio was a genius and specialized in complex security systems. He believed to be responsible for disabling the alarm system and covering up various sensors. Then Ferdinando Finaudo was known as the Monster. His visionary thinking and design-centric approach to technology. Let's not forget about Pietro Tavano, aka Speedy. He was the getaway driver.
Oh.
They managed to bypass multiple security systems that protected the vault located 2 floors below the main floor of the Antwerp World Diamond Center.
That's crazy.
Leonardo used a video camera to record through a tiny hole in a bag while he was in the vault. There were all sorts of information about the security of the Diamond Center.
The mastermind.
The vault was equipped with advanced security measures including a lock with 100 million possible combinations, infrared heat detectors, seismic sensors, Doppler radar, and magnetic fields. Leonardo reached out to the Diamond Center's manager and stated that he is looking to expand his business and if he could get a floor plan. They not only gave him 4 plans, they gave him the schematics for the vault. During their planning phase, Guinness installed cameras inside the vault. They conducted extensive surveillance and employed various techniques to disable or circumvent security systems.
Planning.
For instance, they used hairspray to disable thermal motion sensors temporarily and created custom devices to manipulate locks. 2003, the day of the heist. They had 5 hours to clean out the vault and get clear of the building.
That's a lot of time.
Leonard thinks that the security guard kept the key to the vault in a utility closet. They were able to open the vault effortlessly.
I don't think
they
diamonds
removed
are that
endlessly wealth of diamonds, cash, currency, jewelry. After they confiscated over 100 million in antiques, jewelry, cash, diamonds, and currencies. They collected all evidence and the VCR tapes and threw them in the vehicle. They drove south near Italian border near the E19 motorway between Antwerp and Brussels. But Speedy, the driver, was nervous and wanted to get rid of evidence out of the car. They pulled off on the side of the road into a wooded area. They started throwing evidence into the wooded area.
No.
There were cassette tapes hanging from trees and
Not a good
documents
idea.
all over the ground.
Little
Leonardo
suspicious.
and an accomplice continued to dispose of incriminating evidence in the woods. The following morning, a local landowner walking in the woods discovered the discarded items. He looked slower and saw the working Antwerp Diamond Center. He notified the police. When the police arrived on the scene, they start going through the trash. They discovered on the side of the road business cards for the Genius and fake work order, among other things. A week later, Leonardo returned to Antwerp thinking he is in the clear, but the police was on to him and they were waiting for him. He was shocked to see them there.
Yeah, I would be
He
too.
was arrested. Leonardo Notarbartolo, the mastermind, was sentenced to 10 years in prison in 2005. He was released on parole in 2009 but was rearrested in 2013 for violating parole conditions and served the remainder of his sentence until 2017. The 3 accomplices, Ferdinando Finato, Elio Denorio, and Pietro Tavano, each received 5-year prison sentences.
Wow. That was really cool. Let's take a moment to just ingest all that. It reminds me of something like Ocean's 11 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's pretty wild. I mean, all the combinations, and then to get all the cameras in there and everything. I mean, I'd be freaking out.
Exactly. And any plan takes planning, right? So they took a year to just even get all of that into place.
Patience.
So yeah, and they could have got away with it actually if they would just didn't get nervous at the end, right? And just start, hey, here's the evidence. We want to get caught. We want to get caught.
Sounds like Scooby-Doo. I could have got away with it, jinkies, if it wasn't for you kids. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the amount of patience, and I know it's bad because obviously they're robbers. You don't want to give too many compliments, but in terms of the, let's say, elegance is the word I'm looking for in the plan and the execution. Now, it's so funny that they just want to get rid of evidence that the person was freaking out so bad, Speedy there, that had to pull over the side of the road. They weren't thinking, I mean, of course somebody's going to come across that stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the thought was. Again, it's just a shame, I don't mean it like this, but in a way for them, it's such a shame that they went through all the patience and all this stuff just to have this and they probably would have got caught anyhow, one way or the other, but still to have that little bit of anxiety is what I'm looking for, that you needed to do something reckless like that.
Yeah, that is actually true with that.
Yeah.
But they got nervous. Well, he got nervous, Speedy, so he was like,
yeah,
he just
it's
ruined
a
everything.
shame, All right, let's see what the questions we got. We got, what are some lesser known details of the heist? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because they gave an overall thing.
The Antwerp diamond heist is one of the most famous robberies in history, but some lesser known details make it even more fascinating. Here are some intriguing, often overlooked aspects of the heist. Number 1. A mysterious king of keys helped the heist. The thieves had an inside man known only as the King of Keys, a skilled locksmith who cloned the vault key using a simple plastic mold.
Oh, wow.
He was never identified or caught, leading to speculation that he might have been a vault employee or a well-connected insider. Number 2. They rented an office in the Diamond District for years. To blend in, Leonardo Notarbartolo posed as a diamond merchant for over 2 years. He rented an office near the vault and used this as a cover to observe security routines and test ways to bypass the system. Number 3. The hairspray trick on heat sensors wasn't foolproof. The team used hairspray to coat thermal sensors, which temporarily blinded them. However, this trick only worked for a limited time, meaning they had to move quickly before the sensors reset. Number 4. A pigeon might have given them away. After the heist, Notarbartolo returned to Italy, but he made a reckless mistake. He sent one of his accomplices back to Antwerp to feed his pet homing pigeon. The police became suspicious, leading to increased surveillance and ultimately helping crack the case. And number 5. The diamonds were likely never sold. Unlike other heists where the stolen goods are quickly sold off, the Antwerp diamonds were never recovered or traced on the black market.
That's weird.
Some believe they were melted down or hidden in a secret vault, while others think they were part of an insurance fraud scheme, meaning the heist might have been an inside job. Even though Notarbartolo was arrested, the mastermind behind the full operation remains unknown, and most of the loot was never found.
So I have a thought on that. I'm sorry, guys. Let me pause this before we get on to the next question. So I'm thinking, I don't know a lot about diamonds, and if the comments are open, maybe somebody who knows this can post in there. But, I think if the diamond's big enough, or even if they're not, I think they could be recut. And I know a lot of the diamonds have like a little, signature, like serial number maybe in it. But I don't know enough about diamonds, so I don't want to pretend. But I believe there's a way you could probably cut it. So you could sell them, but you would never know of its original,
Right. And also, I know there's levels of grades of diamond, right? Because, you have the A and the B and the C levels of diamonds, which is good. It tells you how much. But one thing about Notarbartolo, I hope I said that right.
That was good.
He loved jewelry. I think they mentioned that he probably had a jewelry store. This is what I read way back. He had a jewelry store, and his jewelry store got robbed. So he's like, I need to recoup.
The robbers got robbed.
Yeah. So this actually led to the idea of him actually robbing this one because he actually got robbed. I mean, so they say.
Maybe it was his own robbers that robbed his own store. I don't know. The guy. Oh my goodness, that's good. Good info, Chirag. That's awesome. Let's get to the next question. What are some prevention steps as a result of the Antwerp jewelry heist? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's always good to know. Like, okay, what steps were taken?
The Antwerp diamond heist of 2003, one of the largest jewelry heists in history, led to several preventive security measures in the Diamond District and beyond. Some key steps taken after the heist included enhanced security systems such as upgraded surveillance, motion sensors and alarms, and biometric access. Stricter access control, which included limited vault access, badge and ID verification, and time-locked vaults. Background checks and employee vetting was also implemented, such as thorough screening and monitoring internal threats. Improved coordination with law enforcement, which included real-time police coordination as well as more frequent security audits.
That makes sense.
And finally, stricter vault design and storage protocols, which included advanced locking mechanisms and decentralized storage. These measures significantly increased the difficulty of pulling off another large-scale heist in the Antwerp Diamond District, reinforcing its reputation as a secure hub for the diamond trade.
That's pretty impressive. Oh, thank you guys. That was Crime Force. That's all the questions that they received. So thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Woohoo!
Thank you guys.
All right. So let's take it off there for final thoughts. So what's really interesting is that all those improvements, darn well they went through a major audit after that whole shenanigan thing. Because you can't recoup that. And I'm sure there's a big insurance. Who knows what had to go through. But what do you think about all that in terms of all the stuff that they did? Do you think it's enough?
I think it could be still done again because it's just the master of the mind setting, right? Like if somebody actually goes in and they know all of the changes, they know the changes, right?
You're reading my mind. Go ahead. No, I wanted you to go
So
first. I'll
if
tell
you
you something
go
after.
towards the changes and you're like, okay, this been changed, that been changed, and if you're part of the heist, you know what to actually look for. You know, it just basically, it can definitely be done again. I mean, I'm not promoting anything, but one thing
check your
about
hands.
one thing about this case is that there was no deaths. You know, and these are cases I love because I know we do a lot of crime forces, but sometimes, unfortunately, a lot of them there's a death involved. This one, there were no deaths. And this is just like, wow.
Yeah, we do a lot of,
Yeah.
especially some of the creepier stuff gets pretty gruesome. But yeah, I mean, I what I was thinking is right along your lines. Like, I don't know if it's every quarter or every week, but they should mix it up. Meaning, if you have I'm making this up, but say you have a security detail that does every so many hours they switch guards. Maybe you change up that schedule. Maybe the locks on the way they do the securing of the vault, maybe it gets changed every so often. I'm making this stuff up, but the bottom line is that every periodically there should be some things to mix it up. That way, if somebody's trying to get into the vault, it's constantly changing and it makes it that much more. You want to make things, being in the IT world and, talking about security and people hacking, you want to make things so expensive. Like, say you're going to steal $1 billion, I'm making this up. If it's going to cost you 990 million, I'm exaggerating, to steal $1 billion with all the risk, well, it's not really worth it. Or vice versa. If it's worth, 2 billion to break in, just steal 1 million, it's not even worth it. So you want the tour where it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. But that was a good one, Shrock.
Yeah. And also,
go ahead.
Yeah, the Notar Bartolo. Did you notice how much time they got for robbing billionaires?
I know, really.
People can go to jail for a decade just for snatching someone's bag, or something like that. It's just amazing. That's one thing that I really don't like, that they only have a short time. He's out right now.
Messed
so
up.
that is something that, wow. So you're like, okay, so maybe if I steal, I need to spend 5 years in jail, and then next thing you know, I hide the money someplace and I come out as a rich guy. People think like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There was a guy on the internet that said he was a young guy. Say you're 25.
Yeah.
You get a job. You get, say, a decent job that makes 100,000, whatever it is, a year. How many millions does it take? And you do all that. It's going to take you 30 years to pay off a house. I could steal all that money, stack it somewhere where nobody can find it. Yes. I go to jail for 20 years, and I come out, I got more money. Something like that. It was pretty...
Not even 20, sometimes 5 or 7 years.
Yeah, exactly, depending on how much. But yeah, we're not condoning. Please do not go out and rob and steal. Thank you. So that's the thing. But thank you, Crime Force, again. Thank you guys for checking us out. Please subscribe. We really would appreciate it. Come back and see us. We've got all kinds of true crime topics. Some more freakier, some more current, some are go way back. Way all back these type of things. We try to make it real, try to make it different, and keep you on your toes. So it's all true crime related. So thank you again. And last word to you, Shrock.
Yes. It's a Studio 7-0.